So then it was more racing, and this was on a Saturday, and so we went to a town called Burnham, and that's a drive about 45 minutes for the first Masters race, part of the Flemish Cyclocross Cup, which is a year-long series with races every weekend, September through February. And this was back to the grassroots, not UCI, just good grassroots, local racing. And again, these radical steep hills was the flavor for the day. And some of them were just sort of, you just couldn't believe that the course was going to go on this terrain where your hands are on the ground when you're running up. Sally was good with the camera and, you know, trying to get the flavor. The average age of the spectators is markedly different. You really don't see young people as spectators, they're older people. And they're all savvy and knowledgeable and just really out there with all their knowledge and experience. And as soon as you get out of the car, they're looking at you. And, you know, a friend told me the second you step out of the car, they know how good you are, just by how you carry yourself, and if you unpack your own bikes or somebody else is doing it. And so it's pretty funny. You pull up in your car and there are literally people that are just looking straight at you, unabashedly staring at you and assessing, like, who's this guy?
Sally, go out there, pull up my bike.
And here
weren't giving Pete too many points in that regard.
No, Sally and Ella would not unload bikes.
By the way,
we hang out in the van and watch the Nano and read the Kindle, and Pete would have to unpack his own bikes.
You know you're a commodity in Boulder now. I should strike that. You're a priority in Boulder now. Everybody's going to want you in the pits this season. Now you've been
travel planning.
Yep, she'll be good at that. There's a photo I grabbed from the web. I'm on the right. It's probably like the second or third lap. It was just sloppy and snowy, and good old cross. And even at a local race, they do a professional. This is the pit area, and the pit lane would be to the right of those hard fences. And
how many racers?
in my category, the Masters, not many, about 40.
nice.
There's a small local race.
Is that the
You got it.
4 there? Yeah. You guys, 1, 2, 3, 4 there?
The categories?
No,
Or-
as far as your position there, you're placing.
I think you're laughing those dudes.
Well, yeah, I was probably lapping
Yeah.
that guy.
Okay.
That guy behind you, he's a
Yeah.
legend.
To make a long story short, I started at the back because I have no points in the series, but with only 40 riders, I moved up pretty quickly, and within 3 laps, I was in the lead with this one other rider, the guy right behind me in the blue. Here's a picture of him again, and I was feeling good. I just come off some good races here in the States, and I just really went for it. I went for the victory right away. I didn't want to hold back or test the waters. I just wanted to dive in and fully attack. And the conditions were good for me with those steep run-ups and some single track. And we got away with me and this other guy. And I had no idea who he was, except for I saw he was wearing rainbow jersey. So I knew he was. I knew he was reigning Masters champ, but I'm not sure what that really means in Masters. Not everyone competes in the World Champs. We just traded the lead back and forth, and I could not shake him. I attacked and attacked, and he was so savvy. He would ride my wheel and get in the draft, and then he would jump in front of me on the single track. And this is a photo I grabbed from the web, and his name is Mark Droitz. He's won probably 300 cyclocross races in his career. And he's been Belgian and world champion more than 10 times. And he's a little bit older than me by a couple years, so I had that going for me, and also he had no idea who I was. He's used to lining up and absolutely knowing everyone in the field, and I was at the back. He never had a chance to see me, and all of a sudden here I am, like, attacking him. So it was. This was some other race. I just grabbed it off the web so you could see what he looks like. But he's a legend, and I knew I had my work cut out for me. And you know, we were bumping elbows. He yelled at me for cutting him off once.
If you ever want to hear a story of how he earned those stripes afterwards when we do the technical session, it's almost disgusting.
So we came
Belgian.
together with one to go. I attacked. I couldn't lose him. This is the final run-up. We're about 200 meters from the finish line. It's pavement at the top of this hill. Somehow I got in front of him. We hit this hill with him right on my wheel, and I just ran as smooth as I could, and about halfway up I just heard this swearing, this yelling behind me. And I didn't know what happened, but I hit the pavement and I just started sprinting like mad. And about halfway towards the finish, a few hundred meters away, I looked back and there's nobody there. He's gone, and so I knew I had won it. And I didn't know what happened, but he'd stumbled or somehow screwed up, which is not hard to do on this run. And I was telling Keller, I also think that it might have been on purpose. When some newcomer American is kicking your ass, you don't really want to go to the line with him. You want to pretend that you had some unfortunate incident, like, oh, my bike, or oh,
my arm.
yeah, exactly. So I came to the line alone, and it was just awesome, and nobody knew who I was at all.
By the way, there's chatter about you already. I'll tell you later.
What was that? That's a good question. What is that crowd reaction when you cross the line?
You know,
They were announcing
good.
him, like
They picked up
his
my name
on
and-
the start list, and like they got it right that he was from Boulder, but they had no idea like that he had, won his category here and stuff like that.
Okay, right.
And so they would just keep saying like Peter Weber and like Boulder Cycle Sport and like the most insane like accent.
so right after the finish, Sally's there, and I'm like, take this photo. Yeah. It was,
He looks confused.
You're happy, and he's going, what?
yeah, he wouldn't talk to me or like shake hands or anything. He just didn't say anything.
Did he speak English?
I'm sure he spoke English.
Congratulate you or anything, nothing?
Not really. I mean, he put his arm around me for the photo, but I could tell it was more that he was just shocked and he didn't know what else to do. So
He sort of looks like Obama, the Chinese president.
I think the guy in the red hat is the Belgian mafioso. He's giving you the stink eye.
there's
That guy has his own hero card. Like
Oh, yeah.
master. Like that's how big that is in
and they
Belgium.
do great awards, and the awards presentation happens within 3 minutes of the finish.
Wow.
Right away. There's none of that waiting around, and they always do these beautiful flowers, and it's pretty cool. And there's the results. I took a photograph, and
What did you win?
well, you see there on the far right, it says Prizien 20 euros. Yeah.
Hey Pete, I'm noticing the guy you beat did not sign the card.
Yeah, it must have been. Yeah, so I got 20 euros, and
There's your 20 euro.
and then it spent it immediately. Yep. Yep. So this is the leffe. When you order a beer in a bar or a restaurant, it'll come in a glass for that beer.
Nice.
Whatever it is, because they're different shapes of glasses for each type of beer. And that's cool. And so that was Saturday, and Sunday was another race, Flemish Cyclocross Cup, this time to a town called Belgium, only 20 minutes away from Oudenaar, so it's just a short hop. And again, we had some of these crazy steep hills. This was a great course. It was kind of like a mix of village, barnyard, farmer's field kind of stuff. All private land, you know. I'm sure these people that live there and the villagers are totally willing to let this happen on their land. It's not like it's not like a park or public lands. It's all private.